When writers write, we're really good liars, I think we're really good actors, and I think we have really good imaginations. And if you don't have those things, I don't think you can get into a character and become that person. I think I write very sensual books, and I don't mean just the word sensual. I write from the senses. And so, of course, sex and sensuality is part of the senses. But I have to feel the characters that way. I have to know everything about the characters. And when they have sex, and I'm writing the sex scenes, I'm absolutely in that moment, and I think that I'm having sex, and it's pretty complicated. A really good book gets into the psychology of the character. And the psychology of the character involves everything about the character. How they sleep, where they go, what they do with their spare time. You can't separate any of those parts of a person, just like you can't break a book apart and say, well, it's all about plot or it's all about character. It really has to be integrated. I write a lot of characters that are not similar to me. For one thing, a lot of my recent books have either had a character who is involved in reincarnation, or I have characters who are witches. And the books aren't silly witch books. They're very serious books, but they do have some occult aspects to them. And I think that in our unconscious and our subconscious, we all have aspects of ourselves that are very easy to draw on. I wrote a book called The Seduction of Victor H., which is really about Victor Hugo, who spent 2 years having seances in an effort to find his dead daughter's spirit. All of a sudden I had this moment. I was like, I can't write in Victor Hugo's voice, and I can't write the book if I don't. And I collect antique pens, and I looked down at the antique pens and I thought, I'm trying to write Victor Hugo in his voice on a computer. I took the pen, I got a journal, started writing, and I wrote 100 pages in Victor Hugo's voice with pen and ink on paper, and I wrote the whole rest of the book that way. It was the senses of forming the words the way he would have with ink, watching it flow on the paper, and it was really a major lesson. Where did these people come from? Who wrote that line? Somebody else is writing the stuff, and I'm just channeling it. If I write about it and exaggerate it a little bit, then I'll help people see the magic and mystery in their everyday lives.